Warren Buffett is the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway and is considered by many to be the most successful investor in the world. He went from delivering papers and owning pinball machines to becoming known as the Wizard of Omaha with a net worth of over $71 billion. And today we're going to learn his best advice on how you can identify what you actually need to know. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Warren Buffett.
If somebody told me 10 years ago what was going to happen in the next 10 years, we could have made a lot of money in the bond market together, but there's always a reason afterwards. Tomorrow's paper will say stocks went down today because of, but they didn't write it this morning's paper that stocks are going to go down today. You have to know what you don't know, and you have to make sure that what you don't know isn't all important. I mean, if there's 4 boxes there, you want to get to what is knowable and which is favorable. And there's things that you'll miss out on because they belong in the other 3 boxes, one of which will be favorable, another one that's favorable. And the fact that you're missing out on 90% of the stuff doesn't really make any difference if the 10% you do is right.
Here is a message that will serve you for life. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. If you don't know how to do something, I don't think that should be the obstacle. How do you get good at anything? You practice, you study, you learn. You can learn anything if you want to. Just be smart about it. Don't go take out some huge loan on your house because you see some hot crypto opportunity that you think is gonna blow up, but you have no experience in it. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. So I think one of the things as entrepreneurs is we get so many ideas, so many opportunities. What do we do? What do we act on? I'm actually a big fan on taking more action, just smaller action. I think what we end up doing is coming up with all these ideas. We either just build a list of ideas that we don't do anything on, or we just keep making that idea bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it becomes this life-changing thing, but then is so big that now you need venture capital and team and all of these resources and people that you don't have right now. I love going from idea to action. So you have an idea for something that feels right? You make the decision with your heart. It feels right. I'm called to this for some reason. It may not even make sense why you're called to it, but you're called to do it, and then you go off and do it. Take some small step just to see if it continues to feel right. If that first step feels right, you do another step. That second step feels right, you do another step. That third step feels right. Maybe it doesn't feel right anymore. Great, stop, go do something else. And I love doing these little, people say distraction projects. The top 10 series on my channel was a distraction project. The first video that I did top 10 on was Kanye West. He's on my wall here behind me. It was a distraction project because my friend Mark Jager made a blog post about him, slamming him in a piece. Like, you know what? People need to listen to Kanye, at least learn from him, because there is something you can learn from him, even if you hate him as a human. There's something you can learn from him. You should learn from him. So I made the top 10. I threw away my day where I was supposed to be doing other stuff. I threw it away. Waste of time to make the Kanye West top 10 video just to show my friend Mark, and then boom, it blows up. And top 10 becomes a key part of what I do and what I've done ever since, right? However many years of doing that. So I like actually leaning into distraction projects if it feels right, and it may not make logical sense to do, but just start. Don't make it some big thing that prevents you from then ever taking action. At the same time, there's a lot of smart things that I should be doing, but I'm just not interested in. People say I should do a podcast. Evan, you should have a podcast. Evan, I wish you had all of these videos on a podcast. Great, I'm not interested in it. I have a podcast with my friend Mark, same guy who I made the Kanye West video for, and I never listen to it. I don't consume any podcasts. I don't live in that world. There's still so many opportunities inside YouTube and inside Instagram and inside TikTok, and it's just YouTube alone. We've got, I don't know, a dozen channels. I'd love to have 100 channels. Just before this, I was talking to my YouTube manager. I said, I'd love to have 100 channels. I'm trying to figure out a way to have 100 channels on different languages and different topics. I'd love to be able to blow that up. That's where I'm thinking. I don't care about podcast. It's just not what I don't feel it. Is it a huge opportunity? Yes. But so is real estate, and so is crypto, and so is cannabis, and so is all this other stuff that I care zero about too. So it's got to feel right. By the same token, there are some things that didn't feel right at the start and then did. Like my agent wanted me to write a book. Your one word was the end result of that. But he wanted me to write a book. I'm like, Steve, I don't need a book. I don't want to write a book. I have no interest in writing a book. You need a book to open doors. You need a book to be known. You need a book to be a speaker. It's like, I don't need that anymore. This is YouTube. I have an audience, right? The world is shifting. It used to be you had to have a book. Now it's not as important anymore. I can get speaking gigs just from my YouTube channel. But then through that process, I came across the one-word concept and I thought, you know what? This actually fits as a book. Now I want to write a book. Steve, I want a book. Right? It felt right. It's a smart strategy, but if it doesn't feel right, you're not going to win. And if something does feel right, even if you don't know how to make it work yet, you still have to do it, at least in a small step, because that will teach your brain to help you figure out how to make it work. So big decisions with the heart. You get an idea, you want to test something, you feel excited and passionate about it, you have to start. I love just starting it. Again, don't take some giant loan out just to try this one thing. Start with your energy, your time, your hustle, even if it's a distraction project, because that distraction project might become the whole thing. And if you're just sitting here on a piece of paper as an idea that never gets done, you're never going to win. So follow your heart, but take your brain with you. So how do you do it? I've got a 3-step process that I want to teach you. But before that, if you want to learn to have self-love and learn from billionaires every single day, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
Investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. Anything that improves your own talents. Like, nobody can take it away from me. They can run up huge deficits and the dollar can become worth far less. You can have all kinds of things happen. It's important to associate with people that are better than yourself. They made us do all these crazy things to get out of ourselves, and so we stood on tables and did all kinds of things.
Okay, so how do you do it? How do you follow your heart, make those gut decisions, but take your brain with you so you're not doing stupid things? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is identify what is your heart actually telling you to do? What do you want to do? What's that thing, that burning desire that you've got, that you want to do, that you're not doing? Because it doesn't make practical sense. This is what often will happen. Your heart and your head will clash, right? If your heart and your head are aligned, you want to do it and it makes total sense, then it's easy to go forward. It's the other parts that we get caught up in, right? When our brain tells us to do something that's really smart, but we don't want to do that thing, right? Go work at that high-paying job, but then be treated like a piece of garbage. You don't want to go off and do that. Or the other side, where you really want to do this thing, but it doesn't make sense. These are the things that hold us back from actually taking action. So what is that for you? What is the thing that you want to do that's burning desire inside you, but doesn't make any sense, and the people around you think is crazy too? What is that thing? Step number 2 is how can you invest your time into it, but not your money? Even if you have a job or you have your business, how can you carve out some time to focus on that thing? Because if you don't spend any time on it, you're going to regret it. You're going to see somebody else go off and do that and make tons of money off of your idea. It wasn't your idea. They just did something with it. There's lots of people who are dummies with less good in their heart and desire to serve than you, winning off of your ideas because they did it. They just took action on it, and you're still sitting here thinking about it. So how can you take that idea and start building some momentum on it? Don't spend any money on it, but your time, your energy, your hustle a little bit today, right now, to make that happen. And then step number 3, I kind of ruined it, is what can you do right now? Today. I jumped ahead. I combined 2 and 3 together, right? What can you do right now, today? Right? Don't teach yourself that you come up with ideas and then don't take any action on it. What can you do on that idea? Don't worry about solving some big problem. Like, what's one little tiny step that you could take today to build momentum? Because that's how it starts. One tiny step. That's how the Top 10 series started, was one tiny video just to throw to my friend Mark Drager to say, watch this. What's that step you're going to take today? Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what is that step that you are going to take? Let me know. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I want to celebrate you. Believe Nation, we don't just watch videos, we do something about it. So if that's you and you commit, you promise to take action, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well. And also tell me where you're from. Show some local pride. I want to celebrate you.
I'm a crass opportunist in that I'm really not good at any of the stuff I do. I'm a jackass of all tirades. When I was doing music at some point in the 80s, Hollywood directors started calling me, hey, you're that crazy guy, can you act? I'm like, yeah, can you pay? Because this top ramen noodle diet's killing me. I'll try anything. And so I started my own little publishing company in the 80s to write my dumb little books, and I stayed with it. Started doing the talking shows, stayed with that. At one point, hey, you want to do a voiceover? Yeah, I'll put my voice over anything. over rice, over noodles, and over your ad. And so I say yes to stuff. Why not? And so I just go running at things. And so what am I? I'm not only am I an American, but I'm an Americanist. And not really a survivalist as much as one who seeks to prevail. And I think one of the things luckily, guys like me have to do everything 3 times before we get it right. Thankfully, I know that. So I know that I have to get up early and try it 5 times because the 8-year-old will be able to get past it in 2 times. So I have to be on my feet longer, but at least I know it. And so I just go at stuff. And it served me very well in that my resume is pretty varied and I have a pretty interesting life. I get to do different stuff and have a bit of access because I just said, yeah, I'll try that. I mean, why would I hold back?
If you want to know how Warren Buffett says to construct a business that fits you, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.